Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead, whenever you're finding it. If you're watching this as I post because you're subscribed, this will be for the week of April 29th to May 5th, 2024. So let's dive into it. We're going to pull 9 cards, 3 rows of 3 from the Good Tarot, and hopefully get some specifics on what you can expect for this week ahead. So, first card out for you is the King of Earth in reverse. Very interesting. I feel like, I don't know why, I'm seeing something with your job. I'm seeing something with a little bit of frustration, resentment with your job. Or like maybe you've been applying for a certain job and you're having a hard time getting it. I don't know why the message of like frustration, because you know a certain skill, but maybe you don't have the documentation or the degree to prove it. So there could be some frustration around that for some of you. This could also be like you may be dealing with someone who is very conservative, or they may have a very conservative family. And it's like you're very intelligent, beautiful, you have a lot of skills, a lot to bring to the table, but because you don't necessarily have a piece of paper that you paid thousands of dollars for to prove it, people may be looking down upon you. And you could be like a full-blown doctor, like having all these degrees, everything. This somehow feels to be resonating somewhere in your life still. So where is this resonating in your life? And why is there someone judging you? Another thing I'm seeing that's popping up into my mind with this, some of you may have some neighbors that could be very conservative, judgmental, and frustrating to deal with. Even just being near them energetically, like you may be very sensitive to that, because you can feel their energy, which is very small-minded, judgmental, etc. And that affects you deeply, but you need to recognize that this isn't my energy, and it may help you to do an energy cleansing there and recognize this is not mine. Because, sometimes if you're highly sensitive to energies and you're living next to someone like that, it can cause you to start doing things subconsciously that you would have never done if you weren't living next to them. Like maybe you start dressing more conservatively, maybe you stay in more, or you become more fearful of the world because their energy is rubbing off on you. So I don't know why I'm picking up on that. If that rings a bell with anyone in your life, definitely do some very intentional energy cleansing and clearing to get their energy off of your aura. Okay, I am seeing that. Let's see what else comes out. And if you are dealing with anyone like that and it's like a mutual person, like say you're dating someone, you love the person you're dating, but their family is very much like that or highly judgmental, perhaps you pick up that they're judging you. Again, you need to recognize that energy is not yours. And if you find yourself getting very emotional over that, or starting to subconsciously like act in a different way than you would normally because of that, you need to do an energy cleansing. And wow, we have the Queen of Earth. Now she came out completely like horizontal like this, so I don't know if she's upside down or upside right. I don't know why I'm seeing this as a couple. Okay, this person that you're concerned about, they could be married, and it could be a heterosexual couple, and the wife is not like that. She may be very nice, but it's the fact of the matter that she tolerates that behavior that is equally a red flag. So I don't know. It's very fascinating here. This could also be like you may have a friend or someone who is very nice, very hospitable, warm, welcoming to everyone, but they keep close contact to someone who's very small-minded, like we just described, and it has you questioning the friend. Like sometimes people don't realize tolerating evil is one of the greatest forms of evil, because even though you're not the one being harshly judgmental and doing or saying evil things, you're tolerating it. You're making a safe space for that to exist. And I really do think that evil, that sort of very close-minded, horrific energy is not present in the majority of people. But the reason why it has such a big space in our society is because a lot of people do make a safe space for that, Not every man, for example, is a rapist, but when you make space for rapists in your friend group, you're really creating a culture where that is okay. So that's why I think tolerance is a greater form of evil than evil itself. And I'm seeing someone here who they themselves are not like this, but they aren't immediately disowning or calling people out on their BS. And that is equally as worthy of cutting that behavior off, okay? So some of you may be feeling conflicted by that. You know, you're like, well, because it could be a complicated circumstance too. I'm getting Gemini energy with this Earth energy. So Gemini rules over neighbors, siblings, in-laws, people like that, coworkers, where we don't necessarily have control over who these people are. But, you know, you do have control on your own space. And if you're tolerating conversations with these people, you don't have to do that anymore, you know? You don't have to show up to their parties. You don't have to do anything for them. You don't have to create space for them in your life. You don't have to invite them into your home, you know? So I don't know. There's something interesting there with that. Very fascinating. Let's see what the third card is that comes out. And if you know what I'm talking about, definitely, if you feel comfortable sharing your story, I would love to hear it. Like, who are these people or this person for you? I would love to hear it. You know, I've lost so much respect for friends in the past who just never spoke out. Like, they would be in these groups and they'll be like, oh my gosh, and this person was so racist and saying all these horrific sexist things. Okay, what did you say? Did you call them out, or did you sit there with your finger in your mouth and just looking like a dummy? You know, like, lose respect over people for things like that. Anyways, third card out. Let's see. We have the Two of Earth, okay? Creating balance. I'm seeing a financial focus, which is not that surprising. I saw this for Cancer and Scorpio as well, trying to save money up, pay off debts, I just said save money up. Save money up twice. Okay, maybe you're saving for two things. And just trying to conserve your energy. Second row of cards out, we have the Fool in reverse. Yeah, I am seeing a new journey, a new beginning that you have in mind. You haven't taken the leap of faith yet, but I am seeing you like considering this new path, this new journey. There is a fear here, like, will I be judged? Or you may be trying to get into something like a new field or a community or a neighborhood or something, and there could literally be people trying to prevent you from doing that. Or you may sense that there's people trying to prevent you from entering these certain spaces, okay? I don't know why I keep feeling drawn back to, like, I don't know, themes like small-mindedness, xenophobia, racism, sexism, homophobia, etc. It's like, for example, you could be trying to get into a certain job, a certain field, and a lot of the people in that field may be of a certain demographic and you do not fit that demographic, and you're trying to break through, but you may fear that you're not going to be able to do so. I would say go for it anyways. You know, screw that. Go for it anyways. Apply as many times as you can. Okay, call back and, you know, just be the absolute best applicant you can be. Make them look so stupid for rejecting you, is what I would say. We have the Six of Water. Okay, I actually love the Six of Water, and this is coming out as the center of your spread. So we're seeing old friendships coming through. You could be spending time or talking to someone who you haven't spoken to in a long time. It's like old friendships. It's giving like catching up and feeling like your heart is full. You ever get like just recharged from talking to someone who you haven't seen in a long time, and there's so many interesting new things going on in their life, and they're just an inspiration because what's going on in their life is so positive, and you're like, I'm so happy to hear that. Like, that's amazing. And you're just left, you leave that interaction feeling so happy, and like your heart is overwhelmingly like flowing. That's the type of energy I'm seeing for you this week. So there's definitely some love there. And I see you sharing your ideas with the right people, and I'm seeing people like networking, old friends or new friends, people you're like, yeah, I'm trying to get into this job, or I'm trying to do this thing. I don't know if it's going to work though, because this, that, the third, and they may actually give you some very solid advice. So I would say don't be shy about sharing your problems and concerns with people this week, because they can give you some solid opportunities or advice. It's like, for example, one day I decided, you know what, I'm going to start looking for like day jobs, and I just told all my friends, you know, of my idea, and I automatically had like 3 different options to choose from because those friends set me up with like their jobs, the places they worked, or places that they knew that were hiring, and I knew people in there, and it's like I have an in, so don't be afraid to speak what you want into existence and share your manifestation with the people around you. Now, this is kind of conflicting advice, because on one hand, you should definitely do that. Like if you're wanting something to come to you, definitely do it. On the other hand, if you're starting something on your own, don't mention it until I would say you're definitely gonna finish it. That's my life hack spiritually. I notice whenever I have a great idea in my mind, whenever I speak it, it never ends up happening. Like I'll be telling someone like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna write a book, or I'm going to do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I never do it, and then they constantly ask me about it for years, and I just never start it. Whereas if I'm trying to look for something external to me, then that's like definitely speak it into existence. Like, oh, I'm looking for a partner, like I'm dating, like do you know anyone, blah blah blah, or like what are your tips, and let that energy out there, let it be known to the universe. I hope that makes sense. We have the Hanged Man coming out in reverse. Okay, waiting to hear back about something. I don't know why that just stuck out to me. If you're waiting for something, keep yourself busy. Don't stay stuck in this energy of waiting. That's my number one tip. I wasted my life for years by doing that. So it's actually the middle of April as I'm filming this. I don't know why April consistently is my extremely slow month for doing psychic readings online. Like I get almost no readings in April year after year. I have no idea why nobody wants readings in April. And for years, I would just be so consumed with worry and financial panic and doubt for all of April, year after year, until eventually, like, I started doing my most biggest, amazing projects year after year in April. I didn't even do this on purpose. It just kind of happened. In the free time that I had, I would do major, massive upgrades to my business. I remember one year I created my website in April. This year I'm creating a course. I think last year I was preparing to create this channel that I'm filming on now, crazy big things that I was able to do while I was waiting for something else to happen. And if you stay stuck in that energetic place of waiting, you can actually miss out on quite a bit. So don't just sit around, is what I'm going to say there. And I just saw the number 2121. So that is a huge confirmation. And oh yeah, the Hangman is the number 12. So there's that 2 and that 1 again. So that's confirmation. Don't be waiting. Keep yourself busy. Final row of cards out. Let's see. We have the Queen of Fire. 3 court cards so far. Very social week for you. Queen of Fire is so seductive. I don't know why that just came out of my mouth. And we even see the sacral chakra here as well in her candle. So you never know. Some of y'all might be experiencing some fiery passion. I don't know why. I just got a vision of tattoos as well. Some of you may be getting a tattoo. And I just saw 222 on the clock. There you go. Tattoos. Or planning one out. Also, why did I just see cosplaying in my mind? Or like creating some sort of outfit, I'm seeing like gowns and suits and stuff. So there could be some sort of crazy like cosplaying event or really fancy party that you're going to, that you're planning for. It could even be like a normal wedding, I don't know. And you could be like dress shopping, prom, it is prom season. Well, I guess proms are already happening now. I don't know. I'm seeing something like that. Interesting. All right, 2 more cards. 2 more cards. We have the Fortune's Wheel in reverse. Okay, so this is sort of the more negative side of the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, I don't know why I want to say you can't control some of the people that you're surrounded by. And that seems to be a theme of your reading here. You can't control some of the people you're surrounded by. And, I feel like there may be some people in your life who really test your patience. If any of you are considering leaving someone, oh, yeah, I do feel that. Should I leave this person for tolerating bad people? If it's your partner, okay, like say you're with someone, like you're married or you're in a serious relationship and their family sucks, okay, very judgmental, all that. Your partner needs to establish healthy boundaries with them, I understand, but you also have to respect the fact that this is literally their family, and those family matters are never black or white, never quite easy to deal with. So I don't know why I feel guided to say, like, you don't need to cut someone off that you love for tolerating some sort of negative, judgmental behavior. However, you should expect them not to create a safe space for that behavior and to establish healthy boundaries. Does that make sense? So, for example, let's just say you're dating someone and their father is extremely judgmental, and that judgment touches you in some way. Like, they could be judgmental towards some type of person who is, having a trait that you have or something like that. And it's like, you don't necessarily have to expect your partner to cut their father off entirely, but you should absolutely expect your partner to establish healthy boundaries there. And maybe whenever your in-laws come to visit, they get their own place. They're not staying in our house anymore. Or, if they say one thing that goes down that road, we're leaving, or you're going to stand up for me or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm seeing something like that. You can't control the people around you. The universe may be testing you in this way. I don't think the universe sends us tests, but this could be a valuable learning opportunity, how to deal with difficult people. You may even literally be making that Google search or finding books at the library or bookstore on how to deal with difficult people or narcissists or people who make you feel unimportant. And I feel kind of sad for you, Pisces, because I feel like a lot of Pisces this week must be in some sort of situation where you feel very outcasted by a particular person. The good thing is I feel your emotional stamina and you're not letting it get to you, but that doesn't make it any less difficult. You could be, for example, the only woman in an all-man team at work, and they may literally disclude you from certain things or just make you feel a certain way or talk over you. And I'm literally seeing you armoring yourself up with things that you can say or do or defense mechanisms in order to combat this, learning what to do in this scenario is coming out, which is, again, fascinating reading. Final card out is the Star in reverse. Yeah, don't let it get to you. Remember your worth and remember your ambition. Don't give up on your dream is what I want to say here. Don't let this type of behavior get in the way of what you're trying to manifest. Remember why you're here in the first place. Okay, if your partner has a difficult family, remember why you love your partner in the first place. Maybe this is an important time for you to go out one-on-one with them on beautiful dates or vacation with just the two of you. No in-laws, no friends, no nothing, okay, and spend that one-on-one time together, okay? If you're trying to build your career up and you keep hitting these glass ceilings, this is a time to remember why you loved your career and maybe think outside of the box for ways that you can overcome this. Maybe you can start your own company. Maybe you can, I don't know, react in a different way. Maybe this is a sign for you to do something differently in order to get around this or break it, to shatter it, okay? So, and think of how empowering that can be. If you're hitting these ceilings, if you are running into these difficult people, I feel very guided to say that the universe chose you specifically to run into these certain types of people in order to shatter that energy and eradicate it from the planet, okay? You're not being punished. You're actually in this situation because you're very strong. And if anyone's going to do this, it's going to be you, because you are not somebody who tolerates this. And so, I mean, if you look at it in that way, in that very objective way, okay, this is an opportunity for me to shatter this energy, and it's not your job to heal anyone. It is not your job to change anyone. I do want to say that. But when you view this challenge as an opportunity for you to sort of change the planet by 1% or overcome this by 1%, it'll have profound impacts all across the planet. Shock waves of energy will ripple in this positive direction thanks to you. So start viewing it in that way, and don't let it get to your head. Think in the context of, I came here to do good on the planet, and it's not my job to tolerate any hate. It's not my job to change anybody. However, when I encounter these types of environments, these types of people, I can stand in my queen energy or my king energy, and I can overcome, and I can remind people people, you know, who I am and how powerful I am. And me standing in my power does send ripples of positive shockwaves all throughout the universe. And it's so important for you to remember that this week, because there is danger here of you giving up. There is danger here of you just sitting in this energy, being the victim, being the martyr, and not shattering the challenge, the judgment, etc., giving up and choosing something that's easier. That's not the purpose of this at all. So I hope that made sense. Thank you for watching. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, Venus signs for sure, because this is not all there is to this week ahead for you. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.